Welcome to day 14 of the course in Mastery. Today, Tom Wood is going to cover a topic that I fondly call un-time management, and then you'll see a clip from Nido Qubein. Here's Tom.
Thank you, Coral. Not long ago, I learned the difference between time management and priority management. The truth is, you can't manage time. Time is time. It doesn't change. But you can manage your priorities, what you do in that time. Understanding that one concept got me out of my calendar and into my life. It changed the way I looked at things and ultimately changed the results in my life. Our priorities are determined by two major factors: urgency and importance. Successful people, people who are happy, healthy, wealthy, and balanced, tend to focus on doing things and prioritizing things that are important but not urgent. Unsuccessful people tend to focus on things that are important and urgent. So what is important and not urgent? Well, those would be things like planning, strategy, education, learning, growth, relationships, things that you certainly would call important, but not very urgent. If you didn't get them done today, things would still happen. Then there are those things that are important and urgent. What are those? Crises, bugs, fixes, clients calling, the things that you have to get done. Well, unsuccessful people focus on those and list all their daily priorities being important and urgent, where successful people step out of the crisis and plan and manage and get things done from that perspective. This one thing changed my life forever. I know it can change yours too. One of the main reasons we developed the Course in Mastery is because we know this principle to be fact, to be true. I know that watching this show today is important, but it's not so urgent. Your day does not depend on it. But if you do this 10 minutes a day, something that's important and not urgent, just 10 to 15 minutes a day for the next year, your life will change. Your life will change forever. Literally, this is the thing that makes successful people so happy and successful. So if a phone call comes in while you're watching this next clip that Coral's about to introduce, you've got to make a decision. Urgent and important, or not urgent and important? Remember, take 15 minutes of your day and plan for watching the Course in Mastery. That difference will change everything. Here's Coral. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Tom. As you may know from his previous clip, Nido Qubein came to America without any knowledge of the English language, no personal contacts, and a mere $50 in his pocket. Yet despite all of these things, he has gone on to accomplish amazing things and has become a multi-millionaire business entrepreneur. Today, he shares his insight and his own experience on going from focusing on success to focusing on significance. Here's Nido.
I discovered that extraordinary people also must travel this journey from success to significance. Success, like training, like selling, like communicating, is a noble goal. It's wonderful. I'll submit to you, it is not enough. That the happiest people I know, the most fulfilled people I know, have made this transition from success to significance, even before they became fully successful. They understood the difference, and they worked in parallel paths to accomplish both. Let me tell you what I mean. Success is secular. By any definition, success is secular. Significance is spiritual, and it doesn't matter how you define your own spirituality. The truth is, I think you'll agree with me, that matters spiritual are always better than matters secular, because they touch our soul and our heart, our very being, because they're internal, not merely external. Success deals with things like creativity. Creativity answers this question: how can we do this differently? Significance deals with innovation. Innovation answers this question: how can we do this better? Better. Better. All meaningful change. Operative word, meaningful. Better. Success deals with giving back. You hear people say, I want to give back. God is not very pleased with people who give back. Big deal. That's a contract. You better give back. Significance dwells on this notion that you and I ought to subscribe to giving. I learned this lesson years ago from a very accomplished human being who said to me that her secret to success was simply this: she did everything that was expected of her and then some. She made all the calls she was supposed to make and then some. She read all the books she was supposed to read and then some. She learned how to overcome every objection, close every relationship, and then some. It's the and then some, she said, that put me in that part of that bell curve that people would call extraordinary. William Barclay, the Scottish theologian, said something that has been a mantra for me in my life. He said, always give without remembering, always receive without forgetting. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, people who simply dwell on success simply believe in achieving. Achieving is important, but it's not sufficient. Achieving basically is what Elvis Presley had, the 3 F's: fans, fame, fortune. The problem is, I meet people every day who say to me, if I'm so darn successful, how come I'm so darn miserable? And we know the answer to that question. People who dwell on significance as well as success are men and women who focus on appreciating. Appreciating focuses on a different 3 F's. It's called your faith, your family, and your friends. When you got those 3, baby, I'm not too sure what else you really need in your life. 3.5 years ago, my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer. My wife, a summa cum laude graduate, American University of Beirut, major in microbiology, intelligent woman, did a mammogram every year. Was placed in that 10% of American females that mammograms do not catch a lump. And so I have to tell you that my world fell apart. You've watched me on the stage for roughly the last 42, 43 minutes. I think you perhaps have come to the conclusion this is a confident person, strong person, came from nothing, made something of his life, and you would be right, and I would appreciate that. My life fell apart. I developed stomach trouble, headaches. I'd go on walks every morning for an hour and a half and cry my eyes out and argue with God Almighty. God, you knew the only thing I wanted for my children to have is the very thing I did not have: a mother and a father. Balance their upbringing. And now you're threatening that she may not make it. Spots on her liver, worried us extensively. Well, ladies, yes, she had chemotherapy. Yes, she lost her hair. You perhaps have someone in your friendship circle, and even your own family, or maybe even yourself have experienced that. That's not fun, to lose your hair. And to have to hide from your children and put hats and change wigs in such a way that might not be disturbing to a 9-year-old boy who's dependent wholly and completely on the love and support and guidance of his mama. How do you explain to a 15-year-old girl that even though her mother may have had a lump in her breast that threatened her life, that this 15-year-old girl is safe? How do you do that when you're a male? You're not so focused on issues like that. You have to learn it very fast and deal with your own frame of reference of adversity in your own life, your own family. My wife is doing fine 3.5 years later. Oh, she's gained a few pounds. She's on tamoxifen. She has a few things she has to adjust to. But let me tell you something. Before you on this morning stands a man who just about the time he thought that he understood much about life, life dealt me another opportunity to grow. I know I'm a better person today. I know I'm a better speaker today. I know that I no longer get on a platform to perform. I get on a platform to share and to connect with you heart to heart. Someone said, Nido, why do you still speak? And I said, because in every audience, there's that one person who will listen to something I say or think of something on their own that will propel their lives to new heights of extraordinary experience. And I'm satisfied with that one person. It makes it worthwhile for me. It once and for all allowed me to travel from success, fans, fame, fortune, easy to get caught up with in my business, to significance. It was indeed my faith in God It was indeed the unending support of my friends. Oh, you think you have a lot of friends. When you really, really need them, that's when you know how many or how few friends you really have. And the unconditional love of my family. That's it. I absolutely believe that people who work and live at the task level lose much of what life has to offer. People who live and work at the goal level get more out of life, because goals will take you from pain relief to true happiness. But people who live at the purpose level, when you are absolutely passionate about what you do, when you really care about your clients, when you really get up in the morning and go to work knowing from the inside out that today is going to be a good day, that what you do is important, that you help people drink from wells they didn't dig or warm themselves from fire they didn't build, somehow, some way, it gives you purpose. You know, if you ask somebody if you had 6 months to live, how would you spend the last 6 months of your life? The answer to that question will tell you a lot about the values that person adheres to. A guy stood up the other day and he said to me, he said, if I had 6 months to live, I'll tell you what I would do. I said, what's that, sir? He said, if I had 6 months to live, I would move in with my mother-in-law. Because he said that would be the longest 6 months. Anybody could ever bargain for. Dear friends, I've come here this morning to honor you, not to lecture you. I've come here this morning to suggest to you that we can all take a recess to reassess.
Tomorrow, we're going to start the 3rd week of the Course in Mastery, which covers health and balance. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.